Hey. I.O.W. Sports. I.O.W. Sports. I.O.W. Sports. What up? It's your boy Wildcard in the building. You know who that guy is.
What up,
Detroit Mail, the man with the grand master plan for the whole I.O.W. network. We back. We in the building. Episode 38. I.O.W. Sports. We here. We in here. Let's get all the preliminary house clean bullshit out the way. Going over to the website, www.ioftenwonder.com, and that's where you find all the information that you need to get all the information, like I said,
that you need.
I.O.W. network related from I.O.W. Sports that you are watching streaming live right now on Mondays and Thursdays. The I.O.W. Sports Late Night Owl Edition every midnight, Monday through Friday. Daddy Cooks, our Bobs, of course, the I Often Wonder podcast, LJ Presents. The list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. It goes on to the break of dawn. All the information that you need, like I said, go over to the website. And of course, you go cop the merch. Yeah. I got my I Often Wonder podcast shirt on. I got my I.O.W. Sports hoodie.
Got my hoodie on.
Yeah, Mel rocking the hoodie, the I.O.W. Sports hoodie. But it's about that time that we're going to talk some sports. So let's get into this weekend roundup. But breaking news, just in case you didn't hear, biggest news today, Laker great, Clippers executive, the great Elgin Baylor, passed away at the age of 86. So shout out and condolences goes to his family. May they find peace and be able to celebrate his life.
Right.
Most importantly, people out there in the world, I just want y'all to understand that death holds no bars. It holds no favoritism to nobody. I mean, we all know it's inevitable. So while you're here on this earth, make the best of what you can. All right. So if there's anything that comes with people of prominence, of celebrity status, when they pass away, let it be a humbling moment for you that, hey, life is fragile.
Right.
Enjoy it. Don't matter how big your name is. Don't matter how big your account is. Y'all go.
Death will come get you.
Hey, death is certain like taxes. God damn it. So, like I said again, shout out to the Elgin Baylor family. May they find peace and celebrate that man's life. I mean, he made his own mark in the NBA. I wasn't old enough to really watch Elgin Baylor. Yeah. But his contribution to the game of basketball has well been documented. So it's kind of losing that great grandfather you didn't get to see a lot.
Right.
So yeah, it's humbling moment. But let's get into some NBA talk. Two big injuries over the weekend in the NBA. Two big injuries. Of course, I'm gonna actually start off with LaMelo Ball's injury.
All right.
He had the right wrist fracture on his wrist, and that sucks.
It does, man. He was actually doing pretty well.
He was balling.
To me, he's a shoe-in for Rookie of the Year.
Oh yeah, shoe-in. It was his to lose.
I still think, and I heard a few people say now that he may be out for the season.
Anthony Edwards
might get it, but I think he put in enough work that he still should get it.
Still get it?
Yeah, I just believe. I mean, because Edwards playing good, but Edwards playing good.
He's a highlight guy right now.
Right now he's playing good towards the end where LaMelo been constant.
Yes,
and I think he should be rewarded
for that. I get
consistent and constant play.
I hear you. Because I mean, it's a fair to kind of reiterate what you're saying. LaMelo Ball didn't start in the starting five to begin with.
Right.
but was still putting up good numbers.
Right.
Was still giving you assists, at least, averaging probably like 15, 16 points a game.
Right.
Crazy dimes he was dropping.
Crazy.
Oh, crazy. He was delivering his own highlight films of his own. But and it sucks because D'Angelo Russell, who plays with the Timberwolves, had a quick little comment. Anthony Edwards, rookie of the year. Yeah, good timing on that now.
Right.
Because
now the competition gone.
Now that the competition gone.
He rookie of the year.
Yeah, he rookie of the year. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Whatever. But no diss to Anthony Edwards.
No.
He's been doing a thing.
No.
But I just feel that, I wouldn't have no problem if they kept with LaMelo Ball.
I wouldn't either.
As the rookie of the year. I wouldn't have no offense to it at all. I mean, like you said, he deserves it. When you play consistent ball all year, I don't think you should just be taken away just because you got a wrist injury.
Right. Give the man his props.
Yeah. And then they're still trying to figure out LaMelo's still going to get a second opinion.
Right.
If it's a season injury.
They said they're gonna wait and see.
Yeah. But I mean, usually if it's your right wrist, your shooting wrist, that's kind of hard to play through if it's fractured. I mean, that's a tough ask.
It is.
Yeah. And especially and no diss to Charlotte. I'm not saying that they're a trash team because but in the East, probably they're not high in the standings. But they were making a little bit of noise.
I mean, in the East.
Yeah, the East. I mean, I get we not to downplay the East, but I mean, we can get a run and shoot team to be valuable in the East. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, hopefully everything works out for LaMelo.
Right.
But it does kind of suck for Charlotte because they kind of started climbing their way out the bottom of the East and started working their way up. They're in the 8th position right now. And that I'm pretty sure that it definitely change with the loss of LaMelo. But of course, the biggest injury over the weekend, Mr. King LeBron James, who is now out indefinitely with a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, now that right there. That's a big blow, especially the fact that
no AD,
no LeBron. And now I'm hearing, they're gonna go out for the trade deadline and get somebody. I'm like, why not? We've been shouting this
go get
for
somebody
the longest. You know what I'm saying?
Now y'all want.
Now you want to go.
Now you want to do it. King
that's right. That's the reason why you get somebody.
Yes.
Before this happens.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's why insurance don't let you get insurance after the accident.
You got to get it before.
You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Somebody ran into my car. Let me go ahead and get that policy. Add towing and rental. You know
I mean, that's not how this works, y'all.
That's not how it works, bro.
NBA executives, hire your boys over here at the I.O.W. Sports. NFL, hire your boys at I.O.W. Sports. Because since we started the sports show, we've been dropping predictions after predictions, and they just keep coming for wishing. They ain't listening. They ain't listening. But last week I had to come out and admit my faults for freaking out about the Lakers without being without AD. I'm freaking out. No AD, no LeBron. As a Lakers fan, I'm really freaking out now because you don't know when first of all, AD's already been out for a month and a half. Still don't know when he's coming back. Now, without LeBron, and there's no telling when he's gonna be back.
Right.
Freaking out. Freaking out. But I'm trying to be cool. But I'm freaking out.
Man, Lakers fans, y'all in trouble.
Yeah, we in trouble, dog.
I mean, only the best thing that can happen is that y'all hold a pretty decent position until they both of them come back.
Man.
And y'all already in 3rd place.
Yeah, in 3rd place, but damn it, I don't see how long they can hold on to that damn 3rd place position.
I don't either. I'm just saying.
When you got LeBron and AD out, and but here's the biggest thing. All right, so they lose over the weekend to the Hawks.
Right.
Get trounced last night, big time, by the Phoenix Suns.
Mm-hmm.
They have New Orleans tomorrow.
It's gonna be a tough ass without LeBron and
AD. That's tough. Then after that, you got 76ers, which surprisingly have still been playing pretty damn good basketball without Joel Embiid.
Right.
So Sixers fans still haven't
But they
freaked
got a
out
better
yet.
supporting cast than
Yes,
the Lakers do.
They do. They do. And then you got Cleveland after that, Orlando Magic, and then Milwaukee Bucks to finish out the month. So give or take, they might get a win over Cleveland. Everybody getting a win over Cleveland. So over the next 5 games in out the month, I kind of only see them winning 1, and that ain't looking too good. I mean, they were already, they weren't taking in a lot of water on the boat, but they were slowly hovering around 500, a little bit under 500 since AD went out. So now that you got AD and Bron out, man, that changed the landscape of not only the Lakers, but that also changes the landscape of the NBA.
Right. I agree.
Regardless of what you say, anytime there's a LeBron injury, that changes the whole landscape of the NBA.
Right.
With him being out, that gives all your other teams in the West a chance to catch up, move ahead. You know what I'm saying? When what do you do now, Lakers? I don't have no answers because all the answers I kept giving y'all didn't want to give it. Y'all didn't want to take it.
Like the Lakers got an answer.
I don't think the Lakers got an answer now. They over here. They probably, if anything, I'll say this: if him or AD come back in next week, them niggas juicing.
Right.
Them niggas juicing. Hey man, we need you back on this board, dog, so we can make sure we got that good position. Playoffs. Yeah, I mean, there's big, huge injuries on both LaMelo Ball's part and LeBron. So that changes a lot of the landscape of the NBA. But like we just said a second ago, 76ers still managing to stay competitive without Joel Embiid. And surprisingly, some of the guys that's been kind of leading the charge with the Sixers has been Tobias Harris and Dwight Howard, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Putting up double-doubles.
Dwight saying, Dwight trying to relive the old days.
Yeah, he's trying to live old Magic, Orlando Magic.
He's trying to bring the cape back out.
Superman. So, I mean, hey, shout out to Doc Rivers. Okay, got to give the man his props. I mean, he gets a lot of scrutiny for a lot of things that happened down in Boston and with the Clippers. But one thing that you can't hate on the man knows how to coach some basketball. He's gonna field a team on the court that's going to be competitive, play their ass off,
right?
And I mean, and they're doing all this without Joel Embiid. He's probably been out by now, probably like a week or so, and they still kept the momentum going, and they keep treading like they ain't missed a beat. So,
and another thing too is you gotta look at. I don't think Joel's gonna be out as long as AD was out and is out.
Nah.
So the Sixers can kind of hold on to that spot because they winning, they're playing better.
Yeah.
So I think the Lakers situation is far more worse.
Oh yeah.
Even before LeBron, now it's really worse.
It's really worse.
You know what I'm saying?
Because who the hell do you got now? You know what I'm saying?
It's like a bunch of what's the name again? What's the name again?
What's your name is?
It's a whole bunch of them. Oh yeah. Oh boy, yeah. I remember.
I mean, now you kind of get. I think the only positive that comes out of this without AD and LeBron, you get to really see what you got around on the team.
Nigga, you should have known. I can tell you that. You didn't have to wait for the injuries for that.
Yeah, but now this shit about to be on blast, full blast on camera.
Right.
Every time they play. Is these niggas garbage or not? Well, let's see what they got without AD or LeBron.
Yes. Let's keep the garbage going.
keep the trash going. I mean, but it is what it is. So Tuesday I went on the Man Down podcast. Shout out Man Down podcast.
Shout out Man Down.
Yeah, and I got myself put in Facebook jail, but no, but and I kind of posed a question to my man Zoe Alonzo Harris, who's a big avid Atlanta guy, and I said, is it time to blow up the Hawks or not? And blow up the team, either make it better, construct it different. And I said that because you already get rid of Lloyd Pierce,
right?
You get, I mean, don't get me wrong, they've had hella injuries. Chris Dunn hasn't even played yet. Kevin Hoarder's had some injury things. Danilo Gallinari had some injury little situations. Rondo had missed some games with some injuries. And you pretty much just stuck with John Collins. DeAndre Hunter's had some injury issues. And don't get me wrong, I like Atlanta, nice young squad. They play ball. But I mean, okay, so you go to Nate McMillan, and they won their last 8 in a row. But this is the reason why I pose this question, because look at the victories that they have gotten.
Mhm.
They've beaten Oklahoma City,
Okay.
trash. Beating Houston, that's trash of the trash in the league.
And Houston is.
But they 20 losses deep.
Houston, the New York Jets of the NBA. That's a win.
Yeah. Beat Cleveland.
Right.
Okay, you beat Sacramento, Toronto, Orlando. You beat a AD and LeBron-less Lakers over the weekend. LeBron goes down halfway through the game.
Right.
You better win that. And then you beat Miami. So, okay,
Miami
I give him that
the
one.
Best one.
I give him that one.
Mm-hmm.
I give him Miami. That's probably out of those 8 games in a row that they won, I'll give him Miami.
Right.
Tonight they got the Clippers. I don't see that. So this is why I propose: is it time to blow it up? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not the correct time to do it, because I mean,
maybe not blow it up, but maybe
make some moves.
Make some moves and move some people around, get some people out and add some people to it.
Well, yeah,
you got a good core there.
Yeah,
and I think maybe blowing it up is a little too much.
Yeah,
I think maybe what they need to do is kind of like
quick restructuring.
Restructuring is the best part.
I got you. Mm-hmm. And I get it. Everybody's looking at the standings in the East. They're in the 4th place, and that's cool. But look at where Atlanta's at. So 4th place, Miami's a half game behind you. You just beat them. Good for that. But I'm saying Boston is kind of treading. They're right behind them. Right. Same with the Knicks. They're right behind them. But go above them, you got Milwaukee, you got Brooklyn, you got Philly. You know what I'm saying? And Atlanta's 6 games behind Milwaukee, about 7 games behind Brooklyn, 7.5 behind Philly. Mm-hmm. I'm not ready to jump on the train and say they 100% real. They serious about something. You know what I'm saying? They ready to shake up the East. I ain't ready to jump on that.
You ready for that?
No, I'm not. I mean, all right, so
they realist.
Put Atlanta against Milwaukee.
Okay.
I think Milwaukee wins 9 times out of 10.
Okay.
Put Atlanta against Brooklyn.
Oh, well,
they win in 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
You put them against Philly, they might get 1. I'm not ready to just jump all the way in on that boat and say Atlanta's for real. I can't do it. I can't do it. You beat those 3 teams on a consistent basis, then okay, Atlanta got something. But I don't see where the proof at. Where the proof that Atlanta
it's lost in the pudding.
Man, ain't even pudding. That shit down there, grits, hot grits. I don't know what's going on.
With or without sugar.
Well, actually, I had grits over the weekend. I did cheddar and some butter, and I call it like the
cheddar butter.
No. I call it the everything breakfast. Where I got my grits on the bottom with the cheese and the butter.
Okay.
I put some corned beef hash on top.
Okay.
Then I put over easy egg over all that hot sauce, and I have my bacon. So I call it the everything breakfast.
Okay. Yeah, I was cool until you said grits.
Why you hating on the grits, dog?
I ain't a grit person.
You ain't a grit guy?
Nah,
I fucks with the grits, man. The grits,
I think once I had that batch of grits, it just
scarred me for life. It's a wrap for that.
Like, grits is like whoopings. Like, no,
I don't want it.
No more.
But it's all good. It's all good.
Right.
But as much as crazy madness is going on in the NBA, it's March, y'all.
Is it March time?
Yeah. So March Madness is in full effect. And just to show y'all how madness this shit is, look at my bracket, y'all. Mel didn't even fill out a bracket, which was the smartest thing to ever fucking do. Look at all this red on my bracket, dog. Like damn. My bracket is.
Sincere say I'm a communist because I don't mess with grits.
You a commie? Sincere, you don't mess with the grits. No, he
said, I'm a communist. I don't mess with grits.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of questioning you. You Putin now?
Hey, just saying. I used to eat chicken and watermelon. Talk broken English and drugs.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, man, look at that bracket, man. Just all the way fucked up. And, you know, started with Michigan State. They didn't do me no justice on Thursday doing on the first forward. Lost to UCLA. I mean, Purdue didn't help me out.
Yeah, Purdue messed up. I think Purdue messed up a lot of people. I thought they was gonna win that game.
Ohio State didn't help nobody out.
Ohio State. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Shoot, Illinois.
Yep. They got their one win and then see you later. You know, they didn't do me no justice. They came in hot. Oh yeah, they did. They came in real hot. Went in the Big Ten tournament.
Right.
And I'm thinking they was gonna do something. You know what? I said that, you know, the deeper conference was the Big Ten, of course. And now they the worst one in the whole tournament.
A lot of them was out. Wisconsin gone.
Man, Wisconsin gone.
Only thing left is Rutgers is gone.
Yep,
Rutgers Maryland gone. And Michigan are one left, right?
Yeah, Maryland and Michigan, because Iowa just got eliminated today. Right. Shout out to VCU, man. That sucks. That's a real sucky little situation. Oh, yeah. They didn't even get to compete because of COVID, and Oregon advanced because of no contest.
And then they won.
No,
they beat
they put the whooping on Iowa today.
Iowa, right?
Oh, they put the whooping on.
I know a sauce. I just seen Oregon. Yeah.
Nah, they put the beat down on them boys.
Sincere says 0 perfect brackets, and Oral Roberts is out here balling.
Boy, hey, so that's the biggest upset of the tournament so far.
That's because they got the Lord on their side.
Bro, they got something.
You know, that's a Christian school.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
I mean, you take down Ohio State in the 15-2.
They probably be on the court with anointing oil.
Baptized in the buckets. How ain't coming in a hot bag. And then they back it up with a win over Florida last night. So I mean, it's not really going out on a limb, but it's fair enough to say that right now, Oral Roberts has told everybody to suck it.
In the name of Jesus.
In the name of Jesus, suck it. Oral, right. Do it good. I mean, Oral Roberts is balling. I
can't touch that.
And you can't touch it. I'll do it. You know, Oral Roberts says, suck it royally in the name of Jesus, because we trying to get to the tournament and do some things.
Turn them out.
I mean,
hey man, they gotta be they this year's Cinderella team.
Yeah, what's his name? Max is ABMAS, but they pronounce it Absmith.
Yeah,
which is weird. I don't know get the pronunciation. And then what's his name on Orinado or whatever the other guy is. I mean,
the other guy.
Yeah, I mean, this is what's great about the tournament. You get a whole bunch of people you haven't really seen all year, names you don't really know. But Max Absmith is actually the leading scorer in all of college basketball right now. And so he's going to get his buckets.
Right.
And I don't know. Maybe it's just infectious. Like Oral Roberts is really playing out of their damn mind.
I thought Colgate go a little further than they did.
Nah, they didn't even make it out the first.
I know. I'm saying I thought they at least win 2 games.
No.
It was kind of hot a little bit.
Yeah, they were, but then they ran into Arkansas.
Right.
Tough draw. Arkansas said, "No, we gonna put the whooping on them boys.
We gonna channel our inner day in Corliss Wilson."
Hey, but Loyola Chicago.
But here's the thing about Loyola Chicago.
They did the last tournament.
They plus I think the way they was seated, they were seated awfully low. They should be seated a lot higher. Yeah, based on
they got
what AC. They did for the last couple of years. I mean, it wasn't for you don't know what they would have did last year, but basically, if they would have did the same thing they did last year, we'd have had last
when they
year.
had that big run. Yeah, I know.
That'd have been what 2 or 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't have been seated so low.
So pretty much the AC was a little bit disrespectful to him.
Not only that, it really is a false equivalent because of the fact that it's like, okay, let's take it this way. Say if they was like, they should have been seated at least a 4, you know, or maybe a 3. I give them 4 or 3. But you see them right there seated 15, I think.
I
can't remember was they seating.
No, they got AC.
Like 8 seed. Okay, it's
Yeah.
still an 8 seed. So that looks like, oh, it's a big upset because number 8, taking down higher seeds. But
Yeah.
if they were seeded as a 4, it wouldn't see a big upset.
No, it wouldn't.
Or 5. So I'm saying because the way they see
they would just look like the better team.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the issue is with me is just that they got such a low seeding that it just seems like it's a bad thing. But they're a great team.
They are.
They're a great team.
Great team.
Was the final 4 last year? Year before last, I mean.
They made a deep run.
I mean, they played Michigan.
Ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the final 4 because Michigan beat them to get to the championship game.
Yeah, because they had the nun there, whatever her name was. I can't remember her name. Sister
Claire or Susan.
Sister white woman. Right. Yeah. She over there bringing
what is her name?
I can't remember her name.
And Bart Scott be jacking her name up. I got these jacking her name.
It was Sister Jean.
Jean, that's it. Yeah, Jean Roberts.
She got them. But I will say this. So the team that I think reaffirmed their chance to cut down the nets, Baylor.
Yes.
I think Baylor right now is hitting on all cylinders. They're the 1 seed. They didn't take Hartford. They didn't give them no chance to breathe.
Right.
Got them out of there. Then you get Wisconsin. Gave them no chance to breathe. Get them out of there.
Right.
Now you got the road to the Sweet 16. Their next matchup is Villanova. I think Thursday they pick it back up with the tournament game
tonight.
Yeah,
right now. Basically.
Yeah, right now. Matter of fact, let me pull up a quick update. I think last time I checked, Gonzaga finally started pulling away and stopped playing with Oklahoma because at first that game kind of started real close. Matter of fact, it's over. 87-71. So Gonzaga finally stopped playing around and said, no, we ain't gonna let y'all even get that chance. So boop, 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 get them up out of there. Of course, next matchup, 5:15 coming on the docket. You got Abilene Christian coming out of Texas versus UCLA.
That's really a good one.
It should be, but damn, Abilene, Texas fucked up my bracket because when they took down Texas, that definitely killed my bracket. I had Texas going to the Final Four. I had them coming out the Eastern region, and no, they didn't even get out the first round.
Everybody had lost. I had Tennessee going further than they did.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, they lost Oregon State. But you know the conference that looks dominant right now?
What's that?
Pac-12.
Oh yeah,
Pac-12 looks good. Pac-12 looks damn good. USC and Kansas tonight. We'll see how good they really are.
Right.
Of course, Oregon picks up the win today. Colorado, which I was surprised. I'm actually disappointed in Georgetown.
Yeah, me too.
I was watching that game, and Georgetown was playing NBA defense. And if people don't know what NBA defense means, is just be on the court.
Get in front of them.
Yeah, just get in front of them. And they couldn't even do that. They was just. My thing is like there's a difference between just being competitive and just getting blown smooth out the water.
Right.
They uncontested threes all game against Colorado.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not the greatest basketball player, but if you give me opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to open threes, I'm gonna hit some of them shits. You feel me?
Right.
So Georgetown, man, I don't know what the hell they were doing. Like, come on, isn't Patrick Ewing? He's the coach. Didn't he play some defense in the NBA? I think I seen him get dunked on, but I seen him make some. I seen him play some defense when he was a Knickerbocker. Like, come on, man. The Knicks was built off of defense, and you can't coach the defense. What's going on? I was shocked by that. But anyway, March Madness in full effect, full gear.
Full effect.
And not only is the men's popping, the women's tournament took off yesterday.
The Femme Fatale.
Yeah, they started off yesterday. They're gonna go through their first and second rounds yesterday, today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. So here's my thing about the women's bracket, and me and Mel kind of discussed this all fair before we got on. It's so much easier to fill out a women's bracket. Just go top seeds. You don't see a lot of upsets in the women's basketball game as much as you do the men's. and that kind of makes it hard to appeal. It gives it a hard chance to market a competitive sport when you know who's going to win. I mean, it's just hard. So how do you expect to get viewership on your game when you can't get anything competitive? And I don't know, man.
I mean, like I said, I think that it's it's a it's the totality of things. I think that it's not really being pushed like it can be. Also,
Mhm.
I mean, and how many women out there actually support women's sports?
True, I
You
hear
know what I'm
you.
saying? I don't know the statistics. I'm saying that's another thing to look at too.
Yeah,
At least support, women's sports.
yeah,
I mean, not to say that men can't,
yeah,
but I'm saying at the very least that kind of help get it pushed through.
yeah.
Support women's sports,
Push it forward.
push it forward.
Yeah, it's almost like supporting black-owned businesses and
right,
shit.
right.
It's
It's not that white people can't support it.
Yeah,
So it's like, yeah, but at the very least, we should at least support black-owned businesses. So kind of the same thing.
yeah.
You know,
Almost in the same boat.
right. Support them, and then how much is the NCAA? How much are they pushing it?
Well, I mean, you saw how they are treating the disparity.
Right.
Between...
I'm gonna get on that.
Oh yeah, you gonna touch that later on? Yeah.
And then do you look at it like this? When you go on, like, you got ESPN app. I got the ESPN app. I got that Bleach Report too. And if you go down, you see NFL drafts, March Madness, NBA, baseball,
hockey. You'll see even soccer before that,
all the way down.
Then is the women's sport.
Oh yeah. By the way,
there's WNBA.
the women are playing too. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like one of those things.
It's an afterthought.
Yeah, I'm saying. So it's like it's not getting that hype either. I know people say it's boring. It's boring. I can watch anything that's competitive.
Yeah.
So to me, it's not a snooze fest to me. I can watch it.
No,
I just don't, because I don't compare it to men's basketball.
No, I don't either. But I'm just saying, like, as in when you get to this time of year and you talking about all the hoopla that goes on with March Madness for the men's and the women's tournament is going on at the same time. To me, it's just hard to sit here and market a game that's not competitive. First 2 rounds of a women's tournament, you know who's gonna win for the most part. I mean, you still got to play the game. I get that, but if you're a higher seed, you're more than likely going to walk into the Sweet 16.
So do you think that the UConn team kind of messed it up too by the winning so many and all the time?
No, I don't think the UConn women.
Because to me, that was compelling. I was like, okay,
it was compelling.
Oh, let's see if they're gonna get this. What was it, 11 in a row that's going for a 9? I can't remember the number. And so I wanted to watch to see if they're gonna get it.
Look, this is what. Here's the thing with women's basketball. So you got Gina Auriemma that's built a monster out in UConn.
Right.
His greatest competitor was Pat Summitt, and she hasn't been alive for a minute. So I don't know where the Tennessee women's Vols basketball program has directed itself towards to, but it's probably fair to say that they're not at the same level under Pat Summitt that they were.
Right.
RP Pat Summitt. But Baylor has produced a good women's basketball program.
Yeah.
Dawn Staley in South Carolina is starting to get that program turned to right. Was it Vivian our string was out in Rutgers, I believe. But they just got bounced. That was probably the only upset. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that you won't get upset. You get maybe 1 or 2, but it's not like the men's. It doesn't bring that drama factor until you get later in the tournament, until you get to almost Sweet 16, damn near Final Four in the women's tournament. You're like, oh, we about to get some good basketball. So my thing is like, how can you expect to get your viewership when you're not competitive till pretty much the end of the tournament? Men's basketball tournament has literally started out on the gate, just upsets off the rip. Compelling sports, dramatic. It brings the drama to it. It brings that factor. So that's why I just have a hard time, trying to see women's tournament be as successful as the men's. And I'll let you touch on that a little later on. So we're going to switch it up. We're going to talk a little NFL. And of course, I mean, we all know it's that time, off season. all kind of drama and shit pop up. You know,
Right.
I don't want to touch on it too much because I talked about it enough. You know, the Deshaun Watson saga. Of course, more civil charges were dropped today of lewd acts, sexual misconduct,
right?
Between
Face shots,
yeah, between Deshaun Watson and I guess his infatuation with masseuses.
That's another thing too. It's like, so does the man have a masseuse fetish? Because why is all these with this?
It's just masseuses.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's just massage therapists. You know what I'm saying? It's like he got a fetish for them. Why on here? I guess, like I said, I'm not an expert on this, but my thing, I guess, if I am a sex offender or something like that, you know, why would I just choose this certain occupations?
Yeah,
it may be a certain type of woman, but why would be certain occupations? Why I don't hear other women from other walks of life saying he did the same thing?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Is it because of the opportunity? I don't know. But then I always thought that, and I don't know if these are massages, like sports massages, or they regular massages. But if it's a sports massage, wouldn't you just go to the same
person
all the time?
Yeah.
Even if it's a regular massage, if someone that you know, like for me,
it's almost like finding a barber.
I was gonna say, like going to a barber. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he keep me tight.
I'm not gonna just be going like
all over
every
the place.
Barber, all over the place. You're gonna go to the same.
Well, you usually kind of start off by trying places,
right?
I'm like, all right, I like the way he got me looking.
Right.
I'm gonna stick with you, Pat.
Right. And I mean, unless the argument is the saying that he's some kind of habitual offender of massage therapist, and he just go to different ones because he want to find different ones to aggravate. But then at the same time, they're not the same things that's happening. So, for instance, if I was a habitual flasher,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
So,
just saying.
I was about to say.
If I start flashing,
I'm just saying, if you're habitual flasher, like keep that to yourself, man. No, I don't want none of that.
Wiggle. But anyway,
keep that player.
But you know what I'm saying. Then everything I do, no matter where it be, I'm gonna be flashing somebody.
Yeah,
you know, versus like when you see with the Deshaun Watson thing. It's a different incident. I mean, it's a different thing that he does in each particular case. You know, not just last one is supposed to be like, you know, not getting too graphic because we ain't trying to get banned. You know, a face shot.
Yeah, that's part of the latest allegations.
You know it's like, okay,
apparently
to me that would have been the first thing. I'm just saying. I mean, I ain't trying to be. I'm just saying. You know
I get you.
It's like, why you waiting now?
I know. And people, please don't get it fucked up because I mean, we just you know, we talk shit,
right,
and we haven't, you know, we just doing our thing, and we're not trying to offend nobody, but this shit just doesn't make sense. All of a sudden, you just sit there, and all of a sudden, just Deshaun Watson just starts busting us on your face,
right.
and you just so just right. Like you're not offended.
Right. You don't move.
You don't move.
I see piss, I move. She see piss, you know, she stay.
She stay there. I mean,
shout out to the Boondocks.
I mean, are we crazy to just think that? I'm just gonna stand here and just get
the volcano erupt. You ain't gonna move.
Just get cummed on the face.
Right.
No, look, just rub it in. Moisturizer. It's moisturizer.
My skin's so soft.
So soft, soft like a baby blade. Like I'm baffled at this latest allegations because my thing is just like you said, who sits there and just. Especially as a masseuse,
you know somebody coming. You know, they don't start making crazy faces, shaking. Something gonna happen. You know, it's a change in this nigga body. You know what I'm saying?
But like, the room is moving.
Right. I'm saying, so you know. And then, like you said, you want to look at it. It should have got on your neck or your back. So I mean, how do you look for getting your face?
Yeah, but the latest allegation is saying straight to the face.
That means you had to say, okay.
Your face had to be near a dick.
Right. Okay, I was trying not to get us.
No. Your face had to be near dick to get squirted on.
Right.
I mean, I look, you know, I ain't speaking on no other man's shit, but I ain't never had enough juice just out of anywhere, just
reach across the room.
Reach across the room, just hit on the girl's face. No,
shooting 5 feet. They got Common Olympics. Shot put.
Gold medal. Gold medal cum
Watch me,
shooter.
woo! That's Superman.
Superman that hole. But I'm just saying though, like, come on, like, it's like I swear, like these cats are trying to get creative with how to slander Deshaun Watson, and like we said before, we not trying to discredit any women that said they were offended. If you were offended, my thing is, at one point, do you file the criminal charges? This dude,
that's say from the window to the wall.
From the window to the walls.
To the come out my balls.
Oh, ski, motherfucker. I'm just saying though.
But yeah, how you? I don't see that. I'm sorry. I just don't see that. You know what I'm saying? How you don't move? I don't understand.
Just stand there and take it.
Stand there and take it. You know what I'm saying? If you thought the niggas Jack was gold or something.
But you know, my thing is like, now if you like, you know, I know porn exaggerate shit. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But, you know, but this is supposed to be a massage, and, you know. I'm just
okay. Here's another thing. On top of that, here's another element to that.
Yeah.
You massaging the guy, he get an erection.
Yeah.
Should not be like, oh,
yeah,
what's nigga getting an erection? You know what I'm saying? That's at least a red flag. That, okay, let's see what's going on here before it escalates into something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially that's not what you want. Now, if something you want, that's something different. So if it's not what you want, then you should be like, hold on.
Yeah.
You know, his guy got an erection.
I'm with you on that.
Stop so it can go down. Oh, let me say it. Either she gonna stop so it go down. You know what I'm saying?
He went down.
Right. After he shot. And he entered the clip. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Well, we're gonna do something.
Yeah.
Especially that's not where you want this to go.
And not only that, I am not of the type that sit here and says that all women are just, you know, just silly enough to just sit in there and just take it. My thing is, if you're a masseuse,
right,
you know that there's a certain protocol when it comes to giving massages,
right,
and if quote unquote he allegedly is breaking these,
he breaking those
protocols, then leave.
Then leave, or no, at least at the very least say, hey, look, you know, this is not what I'm here for.
Yeah,
spaz splee. You say long enough for to catch one in the face. Let's say something about you to me.
And this is what I'm saying, because all these allegations are starting off the same way. They come in the room, he's pretty much naked right then and there.
Right.
So if you are a masseuse and you're not comfortable with that, you have honestly, I think the women have the power in that whole situation anyway. But like, yo, cat.
That's not what we doing here.
No. Play that ain't what we do.
That's what we doing here.
If you want a massage, you jumped in my DMs and said you want a massage, I'm gonna give you a massage.
You didn't walk in here and said, Lee Ho's massage. You know what I'm saying? It's not an Asian massage.
But that's what I'm saying. This ain't no Robert Kraft kind of situation. Right. This nigga going to Florida and go fuck with the little, you know, little throw your things. Right, you know what I'm saying? This ain't the type of situation. So that's why I'm like, I'm having a hard time wrapping my brain around this whole
scenario. For the Asian jokes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, whatever. It is what it is, and already came out my mouth. You know, and I'm just one of those kind of guys that I'm trying to figure out exactly when will criminal charges be dropped. If any of this situation is so fucked up and he's doing so much lewd acts,
that is another element to this.
Where the fuck are the charges?
Why they even filed any charges yet?
The attorney
asked for the money already.
They asked for the money. Oh, no. They asked for that up front.
Right.
They asked for that up gate.
Yeah, right.
That was the first thing that they asked for.
Right.
So if he's such a habitual penis rubber and nut shooter and all this shit, and all these women, because it's not one, it's not two, they talking about 20 plus women. Where are the charges? Tony Busby, the attorney who's representing all these civil suits, says, I have all the evidence to turn over to Houston police, detectives and shit, so that the criminal charges can be filed. Then what are you waiting for? I have never in the history of America ever heard of a nigga being behind the 8 ball some charges, but they ain't dropped yet.
Right.
I ain't never heard of that.
They dropped false charges
Boy,
anything else.
Boy, you better speak on it.
We worry about the evidence later, nigga. Evidence irrelevant. This a nigga.
You know what I'm
this
saying?
This is a nigga. Evidence is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, if they got evidence that's so damaging,
right,
then that should have been the first thing to go down.
Mm-hmm.
And you can always file civil suits whenever, wherever,
right,
and still get your money.
Mm-hmm.
And if they find that he was a wrongdoing and,
right,
and severe, and
if you can't win it in criminal court, you gotta go to civil court.
Yeah,
to get something.
And that's one thing.
I mean, OJ's living proof of that.
Yeah.
So my thing is like,
usually
if you were serious about
the civil suit follows the criminal,
right? If you're serious about
not the other way around.
Drop your criminal charges, take your chances in court, and then file civil suit if you don't win.
And that's why I'm having a hard time
believing.
What I'm
saying? Why is it not a clear cut thing? It's just keep dragging out headline after headline after headline after headline.
And supposedly he had all this information back in February.
So it's not making sense to me. But anyway, let's go into some more
and not to mention
NFL news.
Yeah, and not to not to beat the dead horse. But the fool said one of the allegations said
his meat, mouse and beat the horse.
Apparently, the most recent is this month.
Yes. See, that's crazy. So you just keep allowing it to happen. So here, see, I didn't want to go down this road, but
now we here now.
Here's the thing: if this guy is such a menace,
yes,
why are you not getting him off the streets? If you had one recent this month, you had allegations back in February, and he's such a menace. He's terrorizing these masseuses, but you keep allowing him to go back at the back. Hold on to your evidence.
And this is what I'm saying. What is he just the pandemic masturbator or some shit?
Right, you know what I'm saying? Right.
Because all this is during the pandemic.
That's how I deal with COVID. That's how I deal with COVID.
This is how I deal with COVID. Come here. Hey, let me rub my dick on you.
You know what I'm saying?
Can I bust in your face?
Right. At the same time, here's my thing about that too. Now, I don't have that kind of fetish, so I can't really speak from a experience on this and stuff, or an expert.
Yeah.
But my thing is, if it comes to sex, I can see what you're saying. Okay, I'll go into a different woman because you want that different experience with different woman. But just to rub your dick on somebody, you got somebody at home for that. You know what I'm saying?
Do that to dance.
You know what I'm saying? Rub it on your arm. I don't know, whatever. I'm saying you got somebody at home for that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's my biggest thing. Has anybody seen his girlfriend that Deshaun has?
Yes.
She's fine as hell.
Yeah. But I mean, okay, let's say this. When it comes to things like that, it ain't about looks.
Now I get you.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
But I guess none of this kind of adds up. That's my biggest thing. None of this is really adding up.
I want to hear from her.
Yeah, me too.
I want to hear from her.
The original one?
No. I want to hear from his girlfriend.
His girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I want to hear from her.
Yeah.
Because I want to hear.
If you listen to the show, call us up.
I want to hear the actual timeline of their relationship throughout this whole pandemic. How often they seen each other in it. Because if he has a live-in girlfriend, but he's allegedly flying chicks from Atlanta to come to Houston and shit like that, like.
And you can have receipts for that. Well, he probably flying them in, but I guess the receipts is whether or not he did something.
I mean, no, you can still get receipts.
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, if you really want to criminally charge him, you can always get a subpoena to go look at his financial records. That's easy.
Right. I'm saying, but I guess my point is the incident part is like her or the masseuse coming to his house or coming to wherever the location was. You can get receipts for that.
No, you can.
You can. And that's probably the part that is true.
Yeah.
It's just the actual act between
him and the masseuse.
The masseuse. Yeah. That's the part that is murky.
Murky as fuck.
And I think that, that they need to go ahead. First of all, the law should not allow us to go on so long.
To continue.
It should be like either you drop,
if it's such egregious behavior,
you either bring your charges
or leave it alone.
Yeah. And I hate to say that because you on the other end, if there are victims out there that are suffering, they may lose out if that's actual law. But in this case, it's like, come on, bro. If you got something, drop it. Let's get on, move on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if it's not true, let the man go on about his life.
Because at the end of the day, with all this going on, Deshaun's not winning anything right now.
Right.
This doesn't do anything for his image. This doesn't do anything for his wanting to get out of Houston. This doesn't do anything positive for him.
Right.
I don't care what anybody says. When this whole situation is done and over with, this isn't a good look, period.
Right.
So Deshaun doesn't win for this at all. And I'm actually kind of surprised that he's real silent on this situation. He's only pretty much just dropped one tweet. But I know me personally, I got 20 some odd women claiming I done something real lewd. I'm fighting like saying
like, I ain't do nothing. Dad won't do nothing. I might just wanted to do something with her. I ain't do nothing with this one. She look nice though. You know what I'm saying?
She look kind of,
you know what I'm saying?
But nah, I ain't did nothing.
I ain't did nothing.
Yeah. But anyway, let's move on because that's the dead horse, and we the media's gonna keep beating the shit out of that until it's done of it.
Right.
So let's move on. Of course, there's been some NFL signings over the weekend. The biggest one, of course, your former boy from the Detroit Lions, Kenny Galladay, got the big bag.
Right.
Went to the city of the Big Apple. He's going to be a Giant. 4 years, $72 million. We've already said it. If Kenny Galladay stays healthy, you got you a solid receiver right there.
You're a solid receiver.
Yeah.
But then you still got a Danny Dimes throwing to him.
Honestly, if the Giants get just a serviceable O-line, Danny Dimes is really not that bad.
No, he's not.
Maybe questionable on his decision making. I mean,
that can be fixed.
That can be fixed. He's he got his turnover issues, but you could fix that.
Right.
I mean, you can't fix running 80 yards and tripping over yourself. You can't fix that.
Can't fix that.
That's a personal problem.
That's forever etched in history.
That's a personal problem.
Right.
But I mean, the Giants. Hey, I like their defense.
You tripped over a bag of dimes.
The little roller dice. Yeah. But I mean, I like the Giants. I like how they're presently constructed.
Yeah.
Other New York news that the New York Jets signed defensive tackle Sheldon Rankins from the New Orleans Saints. Got him on a 2-year, $17 million deal. Right. So that's another piece leaving New Orleans. I'm worried about New Orleans, and this is why I say that. They first of all they had to get under the cap. Hey, do you know how far they was over the cap?
I forgot. I've seen it, but I forgot.
It was huge. It was like 111 mil over the cap. And
they had to really get down.
Yeah, they had to really get under the cap. So when you talk about, I mean, they just lost Sheldon Rankins to the Jets. The other DN, the white boy, Trey Hendrickson, he was nice. He just got a big bag from Cincinnati. So they're losing, top contributors to the defense. So I'm not sure that, of course, depending on what they got going on in the draft, hopefully they can make some moves. But I don't know. I'm gonna say that I don't see the Saints being a shoo-in in the playoffs next season. I just don't. I still think they got a question mark at quarterback position. Whether it's Crab Legs or Taysom Hill.
Right.
To me, both of them are still a question mark. And then you losing key contributors on your defense.
That was the heart of their team with their defense.
Yeah. And then you talking about losing Rankins and Hendrickson off that starting D line.
Right.
You got to make up for that. So hopefully they can do something in the draft. Dallas Cowboys kind of helped their sorry ass defense. Got Keanu Neal from the Atlanta Falcons on a 1 year, $5 million deal. So there's another one year deal. Like we said on the last show, I think some of these cats are like, hey, just give me a 1 year deal. Let's wait till the money get right next year. Post COVID, free agency, hopefully, we're done with COVID next year, but I'm pretty sure that's a lot of these cats are banking on. Yeah.
Right.
And so he has a 1 year deal. Philip Lindsay, formerly of the Denver Broncos, he goes to Houston on a 1 year, $3.25 million deal. And this is what's crazy about Houston.
Why would you go to Houston?
But this is
they just signed a bunch of players.
But check this out. This is what I'm saying. And not to go back to the Deshaun situation. Everybody's getting signed or traded to Houston, but Deshaun.
Right.
So they're going about business as usual. but they not concerned about their quarterback. That's why that adds to me. And like I said, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but that adds another layer of something fishy going on.
Right.
Because you trying to tell me you not worried about your quarterback at all, but they going through business as usual, which you should, because you still got to build a team.
Right.
But you're not worried about your quarterback at all. Yeah. So that adds to that other layer of fishiness going on.
I agree.
Denver Broncos signed
Kyle
Fuller from the Chicago Bears on a 1 year, $9.5 million deal. So that helps their defense for sure.
Right.
Pair him with Justin Simmons, their all-pro safety. They just got rid of AJ Bouye, who's getting up there in age. So that helps them. And then they also got Ronald Darby as well. So the Denver Broncos are trying to make a little noise. I'm not worried about y'all. Anyway, but one of the biggest signings I'm kind of, if it works out, it'll go great. But if it doesn't, it's just whatever. So Deshaun Jackson, I didn't see the numbers on that, but he's going to join the Los Angeles Rams.
I saw that.
Join that wide receiving core. And here's the thing. So DJ's 34. Of course, he's getting up there in age, but still has speed. Still can be a deep threat.
Right.
He's only played 8 games the last 2 years. So he's getting in that time of his career where he's having durability issues. So that's probably the only knock I got against that signing. It's because you don't know what Deshaun Jackson you're going to get.
Here's what I say about that.
Yeah.
Because I think you got Stafford there who has the ability, to be able to use him in certain ways. So I think that it may work out in his favor because, Stafford can.
Yeah, he get it.
And McVay, in between those two, and they might be able to use him for,
which is another thing because
Right.
McVay was with Deshaun in
Right.
Washington,
right.
For those when he was with.
So
Washington.
that may work out.
That familiarity.
That may work out. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hope it do because I like DJ.
I'll say this too. I think the Juju Smith thing is actually smarter than people realize.
Him going back to Pittsburgh
Because people, he say, "Why would you go back? Why you trying his money?" He may look at it like this: go back here, wait till next year.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. When the money is better,
because he went back on a 1 year deal.
Right. Wait till next year. The money is better, and then cash out either through Pittsburgh or
somewhere else.
Agency. Yeah. So it may be smarter than we realize. We will never know until next year.
My only thing about Juju is that ever since AB left, it's not like he's proven that he's a top-notch wide receiver 1. So, he should have some work of his own to do.
Right.
Quit the TikTok and go catch some footballs, bro.
There you go.
But anyway, I think we got
that
time of the show. Holla at your boy. Holla at your boy. Holla at your boy. Lil ass nickel. So I'm gonna start off real quick. Mine's gonna be real quick and simple. I'm gonna keep beating this dead horse for sure. So even though in defeat, Jackson State lost to Alabama State over the weekend, hellified game. I watched it. Good game. Great game. And this is why I say even in defeat, Deion Sanders wins, Jackson State wins, the SWAC wins, HBCU still win, is because you get cats like me that's going to continue to watch Jackson State every weekend. You get cats that's going to keep supporting Deion like me. So he's still winning, even in defeat.
Right.
The team's starting 3-1, which is always a good thing to start off on a good foot of your season. So that's still winning. And Alabama State.
That's their nemesis anyway.
That's their nemesis. They won I can't remember the numbers, but they pretty much won the last 5-6 meetings.
Right.
But now it shows that Jackson State can be competitive in the SWAC. It shows that other teams in the SWAC are also going to be competitive as well when they play Jackson State. So Alabama State did themselves a great service by showing up, playing a great game, and getting a win. So that helps them as well. I'll say it again. When's the last time y'all seen a consistent HBCU on ESPN2? It may be ESPN2, but it's still a major network.
Right.
When's the last time y'all seen an HBCU consistently on an ESPN network channel every weekend? I'll wait.
Right.
So even in defeat,
anybody?
Even in defeat,
Right.
Deion Sanders wins, Jackson State wins, the SWAC wins, HBCUs wins. Boom.
Bam.
Damn. Holla at your boy. Say what you said, little ass nigga.
This is our weight room. Let me show y'all the men's weight room. Now, when pictures of our weight room got released versus the men's, the NCAA came out with a statement saying that it wasn't money, it was space that was a problem. Let me show y'all something else. Here's our practice court, right? And then here's that weight room. And then here's all this extra space.
So I showed that clip first before I did my.
Holla at your boy. Get it off your chest. Say what you said, little ass nigga.
Because I wanted to give some context to what I was talking about.
Yeah.
You know, for those who might not have seen the disparity between the men and the women weight room incident. But it speaks to a bigger problem. You know, 2019, the men's basketball program brought in $867 million, and the women brought in $34 million. The NCAA loses about $14 million from the women's program.
They losing?
They lose $14 million from the women's program. The men's basketball draws more eyes than the women's program. The tournament in 2019, 10.9 million views. The women in 2019, 274,507.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Someone even argued that the men are more athletic and more competitive than women.
I'm not hearing that argument.
We just get that argument sometimes.
Yeah, you're gonna get it.
Someone argue that.
Yeah, you'll get it.
I asked the question, what is equality?
Yeah.
And definition says the state of being equal, especially in status, rights, and opportunity. In this case, is equality met by comparing apples to apples. In this particular case, can you say equality is met by comparing apples to apples? I said no. I said equality is met by finding a common ground between the two. So what is that common ground? It's not about men and women. It's about college athletes. You know, I think the argument gets lost when you always try to make the comparison between men and women and you separate the two instead of looking at them as a whole, as college athletes. You know, if I'm a bastard, if I'm an apostle, if I'm a representative of the university, should I not get the best the university has to offer? I represent your school. You know, I wear your colors, I wear your logo everywhere I go. So if you see me on TV, you know, although I have my own individuality, I still represent USC, I still represent Baylor, I still represent Michigan, I still represent every team that's on my chest that I wear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as your representative, should I not get the best? If we send the Secretary of State over to a foreign country, are we gonna send him on a Spirit airline flight? You know what I'm saying?
If you balling on a budget, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna send him in first class.
Yeah.
Because he's representing who we are.
Or on Air Force One.
Or yeah, on a private,
yeah.
Right. So that take this for example. College football is king. It's followed by a close second to college basketball. However, one would argue for the women's basketball not receiving equal money with the man is because they're losing money. But here's something people don't consider. They even though the women lose money every year, football and basketball are the only two that makes money out of all the sports. After that, everything is a loss.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're looking at men's ice hockey, loss.
Losing
You're
money.
looking at men lacrosse,
Losing money.
losing money. You're looking at men's underwater basket weaving,
Losing money.
losing money. It's those two particular programs that's funding all the rest.
Yeah.
So if your argument is that because the women is losing money and they shouldn't get the same treatment, I think your argument is mute because all the programs are losing money.
Yeah.
You know,
if you ain't men's basketball, men's football,
you ain't men's football, men's basketball,
no
you're not really bringing money to the university anyway.
Yeah.
So I think we should not get caught up
in the money
thing, or not in the money thing, but don't even get caught up in putting men against women because they're all athletes.
Yeah.
You know, and so we should look at it from an athletic standpoint. And so my last things I wanted to show.
Guess what, guys? We got a weight room. Yeah. We got a ton more dumbbells. Look at that. Look at all these racks for squats and whatever we want to do. We got a bunch of bands. Look at this, guys. And we got some equipment. Ayo, thank you, NCAA, for listening to us. We appreciate y'all.
That's the NWA rectify the problem, but they just put a Band-Aid over a gaping wound.
Yeah.
You know, because it should never have gotten to that.
And they caved into that.
You know what I'm saying?
First of all, they caved into that.
Oh, yeah.
Because the media scrutiny.
Because of the publicity.
yes.
So it's not genuine. So then really the problem is not solved. So I understand the Baylor player, and I'm sorry, her name was Oregon player.
Yeah,
right?
I can't remember her name either.
Yeah. And I understand her being happy, but I would tell you, don't be satisfied with that.
Don't be complacent with that.
Don't be complacent with that.
I'm with you on that.
Continue fighting.
Yeah.
That they treat y'all like athletes.
Yes.
You know, make sure they understand that you are an athlete first.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you are a representative of that school, that university. And as that representative, you earn the right to be treated just like every other athlete that represents that school.
I hear you. Holla at your boy! Holla at your boy. Say what you chest, little ass nigga. Now I know we press on time and I, you know, but I need out. So your boy Leavers for Michigan wore that not NCAA property shirt.
Right.
And I get your message, brother. I get it. But when you are on a university and still getting your name and face out there, and regardless if you want to say you're not NCAA property, then take that shit off if you don't want to be NCAA property. And, you know, I'm not trying to downgrade the brother's message. It's a valid point. But you can't sit there, continue to live off that scholarship, get the glitz and the glamour, being in a Big Ten school at big names Michigan, and you can't throw that shirt on saying you're not AA property, because to me it's a contradiction of your message. I just think it's a contradiction of your message.
I'm not gonna speak to it because it's gonna go into a long
No, because I just feel like
I had this conversation before.
Yeah, I get it. I get his message. But there's another guy from Rutgers that said the same thing, but he said, fuck it, I'm not doing it. I'd rather go to the G League and go start my professional career. So Leavers, I get what you're saying, but until you take off that damn Michigan uniform and it has that patch that says NCAA on it, sorry, brother. They got your name, they got your likeness. And regardless, and I don't agree how the NCAA do business. I don't. But I mean, it sucks to say, but we're complicit to the monster. I'm filling out brackets. We're talking about it. It all feeds into the monster. So
yes,
on
that. See, now you get me.
I mean, shit, it's our show. We do what the fuck we want.
Here's my thing. I understand your argument.
Yeah, but
I think the same argument can be made if I work at McDonald's. I put on a McDonald's visor or hat. I wear the McDonald's uniform. So I must abide by McDonald's rules, standards, guidelines. However, that's where the line is drawn. McDonald's does not have the right, to me. They have a right to my labor, but not to my body.
To you.
To me.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's where the separation should be. And so going into this particular example, the NCAA have a right to my labor, but not to me.
You. I got you.
When those lines begin to bleed into each other, I have a right to stand up and say, hey, wait a minute. You're infringing
on me.
I
got you.
As a person.
I got you.
You don't own me. You're making money off of not just my labor, but you're making money off of me.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? And I should have a piece of that.
They should.
Right.
And
then thus him wearing that shirt.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Thus him wearing that shirt. So I think that I understand it becomes, because things have been bled over, so to speak, or interchanged so much, because things, and we are complicit to the monster because we're watching it, we're filling out brackets, we have on water cooler talks about it, and then some jobs they got brackets on the job,
they doing real brackets
and pools and stuff like that. So we're all intertwined into this monster. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard really to separate ourselves.
I hear you.
Especially we go to any sport, but more, I mean, college, I think collegiate athletics, really is more, because collegiate athletics become more personal. Because you might have attended that particular school. That school bears your city. That school may be in your town. Your taxes help contribute to some parts of that school.
It's more personal.
So it's more personal. You know what I'm saying? Or you are in a city or a town who doesn't have a professional team. So all you have is collegiate sport. So it becomes even more personable to you because of that. So collegiate sports, collegiate athletics, to me, has a greater polarizing thing with going on because of these issues. And I think NCAA needs to address it. Now I understand they don't have to pass the bill, the fair to play bill, but to me it needs to be more robust. It needs to have more things in it, and it still has some things in there where the NCAA can play with the people's rights and likeness and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think it needs to go over and be more robust, where scholarships are nice. Don't get me wrong, scholarships are nice, but you only got so many scholarships people can get. They're not as what's the word I want to use, as extravagant as people think they are. You know what I'm saying? And if scholarships is not gonna help me to live outside of this. You know what I'm saying? So I think that there's so many, and on top of that, you're making billions upon billions of dollars
on these kids,
on these kids, and you can't
break them off.
Can't break them off something?
Nothing.
I think that's crazy.
And just pay. I think there needs to be some kind of independent, I guess, investigator or whatever that needs to dig deep on the actual financial breakdown of a university.
Right.
Like, because so say these big schools, they getting 20,000 admissions, and they're charging each kid maybe 35,000 a year. So out of those $35,000 for each 20,000 kids, and then you got your scholarship for athletes.
And that's not really not a lot of money, because you look at Duke. I applied for Duke in graduate school.
I know it's probably
$50,000.
I was about to ask. I mean, I know that shit was high.
I went to Campbell, and I think Campbell was 30 something. 35.
Yeah, I went to North Carolina Central. That was 20.
That
was back in 05.
Yeah, so that's per semester, y'all.
Yeah. No, I paid 20 a year at Central. But either way, to me, 20,000 a year.
I mean, a year. I'm right. I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? So, where's the money going? Where is the money that is applied from all these kids getting in that school. I know you got to pay for room, board, food, books, all that, but where's all this NCAA money getting made off these kids' backs? Where's it going?
Right.
Because I mean, you see all these football guys getting souped up locker rooms. I mean, I can obviously see where some of the money's going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But come on. My thing is you are not taking care of the product that brings you the money. Whether men, women, whatever sport it is, regardless. Because even you get your football players and your basketball players, unless they're getting funded by the boosters, they broke.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like they live in a lavish life.
Right.
If they live in a lavish life, somebody's giving it to them.
Right.
They not earning it.
I got Ed Martin.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you feel what I'm saying? I mean, you know, my bad from taking over the time. We over our time limit of an hour, but I just had to get that out my chest. So that was another one. But we had come to the end of the show.
Right.
It's been a great one. Episode 38 in the books. We be back again Thursday for episode 39.
Right.
Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, it's your boy Wildcard Mar. That boy, Detroit Mail. We out the building. Love somebody, hug somebody.
Peace.
The I.O.W. Network. Hey. I.O.W. Sports. I.O.W. Sports. I.O.W. Sports.